They get mad. I don't do the cocktail parties. I don't like rubbing elbows with other people. I like doing my job and then spending time with my family. That's just what I do. A lot of the people that are criticizing, they would say, oh, he doesn't do well with donors. He doesn't glad hand with them. And yet I raise more money than any non-presidential candidate in the history of America. Are you kidding me? So we tend to do, we do well. But I do think that, I deal better with regular people than I do with some of the people in the political class. And I think that has been true for the entire time I've been around.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny here today. We're reacting to kind of what Ron DeSantis has some pushback against his critics. Some say he's not presidential enough. Some people say they criticize his personality, his record, how he approached cultural issues. And as a Floridian myself, I have no problem with Ron DeSantis. I actually like his approach to a lot of things. One of the reasons I voted for him was, you guys know I'm a big advocate for school choice, anti-indoctrination in our kids' education, right? I don't like politicized education being taught to my kid. I put CRT in that category. Identity politics, I put that in that category. I don't want the classroom to be political warfare, right? I want it to be a neutral place where your kids learn how to read, write, and do arithmetic, which is AKA math, right? Bruh. That's all I care about. So when Ron DeSantis led with those issues, as a parent, I felt more compelled to vote for him, right? Because all the speculation, I see a lot of videos everyone's doing, Trump versus DeSantis, who's better, who's this, oh, he's going to win the primary, but he's not going to do well in the general. Well, it's up to them to decide who's going to win. Honestly, we can speculate all we want, but all I do know, what I do know for sure is Ron DeSantis should run for the primary. But hey, I digress. I wanted to get into this other clip about some of the criticisms he get from the left-wing media, and I find this so dumb. Why are you criticizing a guy that he does a different approach from you, but oh, he's bad, he's evil. Bruh. I digress. Let's get into the clip.
As you know, out have come the knives. This is from Vanity Fair. They said you're a wannabe autocrat, already governed the Sunshine State like a banana republic. You're the Genghis Khan of social issues, using every opportunity to target and demonize groups that have already been targeted and demonized throughout history. Trevor Noah called you an ignorant racist. Stephen Colbert, a gaping bleep. Seth Meyers said you were cruel, sadistic, stupid, repulsive, ghoulish. When you see this kind of hatred, what it says to me as a journalist who's covered a lot of presidential runs and political maneuverings is that it means that people are getting a bit worried about you.
I think it's right. I think they see me over the target. I'm obviously coming at it from a different perspective than they like to see. Those are all people on the left and sometimes far left. But here's the thing. I think the reason why I won the biggest landslide in the history of Florida for governor's race is because that criticism is so far removed from the reality.
I agree. So far removed from reality. These people, and this is my problem with mainstream journalists nowadays. It just seems they all parrot the same talking points. They all collude with each other. Collusion, right? Right? Objection! Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. That's an L for me. They all seem to be like, oh, let's what we should write. Let's coordinate our stories, because all they care about now, it seems, is narrative, not truth, not facts. They say, hey, I don't personally agree with it, but here's the result. That's what journalism used to be. But now we're going back to the days of old, right? And I want to do, let me know in the comment section if you guys want me to do a video. There's a video that Ben put out that I really like. It's about the history of journalism and how journalism started off as political. Bruh. Journalists was political, almost advocates and activists. And it seems like we're coming back full circle and we're repeating history again. And now journalists are doing the same thing again. But they trying to mask themselves and saying, oh, I'm objective. In my belief, I don't believe anyone's objective anymore. I think we all have our biases. And I think the most honest thing you can do is to be upfront with your biases. I'm upfront. I'll let you know, hey, look, I come from at a conservative perspective most of the time. I digress. A lot of the criticism he got, and he pointed out specifically, they're all left wing. And it's all are just interpretation. They don't really tell you or detail why he's an aristocrat, why he's ignorant, or why he's a racist. Bruh. These people don't, if you see the amount of support Ron DeSantis has in Florida, they want to be able, the only people outside of Florida can talk like that. And yeah, some Florida Democrats will talk their ish, but hey, y'all lost by 20%. God damn. Hey, if you thought you were better, you should have been better. You should have put out better candidates. So at the end of the day, the results speak for itself. Y'all can cry. Y'all could try to throw your alibis for why he won, why y'all lost. But at the end of the day, the state voted for him 19%. And that's the L that the Florida Democrats have to hold. I'm just saying, as a Floridian. But hey, I digress. Let's get to his response. And I think this was a great response. A lot of people like his response. And I looked at the comment section. A lot of people like this response from Ron DeSantis. Let's look at the clip.
There's legitimate things we can criticize everybody for, including me. But when you start talking about being an autocrat, all I do is I look at my constitutional powers and I govern in a way to advance the principles that I believe in. The criticism really falls on deaf ears. And I got it from all quarters for the whole time I was governor. I mean, you know, during COVID, I was the #1 governor being attacked.
Ooh, nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. Right? #1 governor being attacked because he decided to do something differently than the other governors. Right? And it seems that this is what the left tactics are. They don't care about being factually correct. All they care about is being popular. Whatever they perceive as popular, they believe is right. For newsflash, most popular ideas are bad ideas. I'm being serious. Everything that's popular, usually it's bad. Usually, right? Because popular means just new. That's how I take it. But hey, I could be wrong. Yeah, we all could be wrong. But end of the day, we're all speculating here. That's all we're doing, right? And for him to say, "Hey, let's try something different," and then he got such attacks. And look at Gavin Newsom. Y'all want to talk about aristocrats? Y'all ain't talking about Gavin Newsom. Ain't Gavin Newsom like part of a family line of governors? Ain't he the niece of some prominent political figure in California? Right? He run more like an aristocrat than Ron DeSantis run here in Florida. We don't, like, as a Floridian, I don't worry about California, but it seems California is always worried about us. I don't understand. It don't make any sense, guys.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, if you guys were so satisfied with your state, why are you here attacking us? He's putting billboards in Florida talking about, oh, you want to leave Florida? No one's going to leave Florida for California. I'm telling you that right now. Nope. That ain't happening. But y'all coming over here? As a native Floridian, I never seen so much traffic coming into the state. Now, I moved from Miami. I don't live in Miami anymore. I live in Central Florida now. But I see people from New York, Georgia, in my neighborhood. We all moved here. I came to a new build community, right? We got people from all over Illinois. Like, end of the day, people. The most meaningful thing I seen is not just what people say on a poll, but what they do with their feet, because actions speak louder than words, and the actions show that everyone wants to come here in Florida, even to vacation. AOC. So this next clip, Ron DeSantis is just gonna sum up his results, and this is mostly about COVID. Let's take a look.
Actually, you were very bold in a lot of the stuff you were doing, bolder than many other governors, and it turned out in many areas you were vindicated.
Well, here's the thing. Excess mortality, lowest in the Sun Belt, even lower than New York and California for all-cause excess mortality. And then, of course, economically and freedom, we've done way better. Now, listen, I was very concerned about COVID because I've got more elderly than just about anyone. I've got 4,000 long-term care facilities. I've got condos with seniors stuffed in them all across. So and I'm a tourism state. So this was a huge existential threat to Florida.
And exactly, I agree with that response wholeheartedly about the results, right? He did something different. He got a different result. You saw New York, you saw California. They had a higher COVID mortality rate than us here in Florida. But they still want to posture as if they govern better than Ron DeSantis. This is why I like this stuff that Gavin Newsom is doing. I say, yo, it's laughable. Like, look at the results. California had a chance to vote Larry Elder in, and they still chose Gavin Newsom. That shows you that Americans, like, I'm saying this is a critique as all Americans. We are comfortable in our ways. We're scared of doing something different. And I think that's the main reason why these guys, these career politicians stay getting elected, because we're scared to try the new person out. Because there's this mentality that we're caught up in. We're looking for saviors. And today, no politician can save you. All they can really do is help build incentives around a particular path. And whatever path you think is best, you'll be like, hey, here's the results. Here's the path you can go by, right? And despite all the pushback that Ron DeSantis got, he was vindicated in the end. And this whole story, the criticisms, it all comes back full circle. Because, yeah, there's a lot of things you can criticize Ron DeSantis for. His principles, his beliefs, You can't say he's governing the way he wants and he let the results speak for himself. For the longest time during the midterms, he didn't take any polls. Most politicians be like, oh, let's see how I'm doing with the people. Let's see how I'm doing with people. Do they agree with what I'm doing? Do they not agree with what I'm doing? A lot of career politicians was doing that. Ron DeSantis, he never put out a poll to see how Florida feels about what he's doing or not. He just say, hey, if they like what I'm doing, they'll vote me in. If they don't, they vote me out. Bruh. I feel like I need more politicians like that. And this is why he won by 20%. Because we felt like he was just a guy trying to do his job. All right. But hey, you guys come to your own conclusions about this. I just think he really should run. I might do more of this. Like I might try to do something like this for every candidate and just give my personal thoughts about every candidate. Let me know if that's something you guys will be interested in the comment section below. I really appreciate you guys for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.